You are unmuted.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are y'all doing?
Good.
Good. Rick, I saw your post on Facebook. Did Command start relogging?
I did not as of last night. I haven't checked it this morning yet.
Okay. It would be an update in progress. There was some little differences. There were some little differences on my homepage this morning that we're going to talk about, and maybe they were rolling through everything, and it should pick back up. So.
Okay.
All right. Good morning, Karen. Good morning, Sonny. Carol. Give everybody a couple minutes to get logged on here.
The volume go up any more than that?
We're having a little trouble hearing you. Let me just kick this out.
Sorry, I was kind of mumbling to myself there.
Oh, all right. Sorry.
No worries. Can you guys see my screen? My command?
Yeah. Yes.
Excellent.
Why are you going to show something or something? So why
No.
Sorry.
I was talking to Rick.
Oh. Let's see. Chat. So give everybody a couple more seconds. We know the first rule of real estate is 9 o'clock meeting starts at about 9:03. So. Karen, Carol, the Survants. We're also recording this. We're going to be sharing one out here. Hopefully other people are doing all right. Everybody's stocked up on toilet paper, etc.
While we're waiting, I saw that you were on wealth building this morning.
Yes, sir. I try to get on there on the 7:30s. And of course, I'm always getting ready and heading to the office at that time. So sometimes I have to watch portions of it. But I'm a big fan of the wealth building stream.
Yeah, it's really good. It's a humbling experience. And I wish I was 20 years younger so I could make more use of it than I'm going to be able to. But even for me, it's there's a lot of valuable information. So.
No, I couldn't agree more. I think the same thing. I think, man, if I'd have known that when I was 22, especially when he talks about all the money you've made over your life. And, I always worked hard and had good jobs. And I think, man, think of all the money I blew on stupid young guy stuff. I think of the speakers I bought for trucks or the big tires or the other things. That I sure would love to have turned that into income production at 41. So.
Yeah, for sure.
How old am I? 40. I'm 40. I'll be 41. No, I'm 41. Hell, how old am I?
You're too young to be forgetting.
I'm 41 because I was born in 78. So I'm 41. I'll be 42 this year. So.
Lord.
All right. Well, we're going to get started. I know there's some people with the audio login as well. We've got some people with the video login. We always have a few stragglers. We're going to be recording this to share out to the Facebook later so everybody will get it. Good morning, everybody. Keller Williams agents, Lake of the Ozarks, Camdenton, Jeff City, and all around the world. It is time for your Command Zoom. We're going to start like we do every time. We're going to log into Command. Now, one of the things I noticed this morning when I logged in, and this is really neat, and I guess this is one of those updates they didn't tell us about, they just plugged in. If you look over here on the right side of my home screen, now when I open it up, there's a recent leads box. Right? And you can customize your home screen. If you don't have it at the top, you can go and pull your widgets that you want on your home screen and move them around. So if you wanted to move Notepad down below designs, things like that, apply that. But this is really neat. So, as we're lead generating and as we're bringing in all these leads through Command and using our app and using our websites and using all these other things, now when I open my Command, it tells me, hey, you got a new lead through your KW app. Hey, you got a new lead through your Command web pages. And if you click on it, it'll show you their information, right? And if you click over here on the little dots, you can unmark it as a lead or you can go ahead and add them to a smart plan. So right there, this lead came in, Command put them in my CRM. I don't have to enter their info and I can, boom, add them to a smart plan. So every day if I see 4 people hit my web page last night and I want to get them on an 8x8 smart plan, I can simply do that there and move forward. So that's really exciting. I'm really pumped that now we can see, because, you know, that's one of the questions that we've been lead generating. People are saying, well, hey, where do we see where all these leads are and where they're coming in and stuff. So now we have got that going on. A couple of other things. We had a great meeting yesterday with the Jeff City agents. Jordan ran them through how to do DocuSign, how to submit for compliance and commissions. Commissions is open now, so if you want to start submitting your deals through Command and instead of green sheets, you want to go to commissions. We're going to have a hard date for submitting for compliance, and green sheets are going to go away on May 1st, right? So May 1st. So we got about 6-7 weeks. Start practicing it. Don't let it freak you out. If you have an issue, contact Karen, myself, Renee. Happy to schedule some time one-on-one. I'm going to be doing some looms around it and sending them out to everybody so you can watch the video. And then obviously, as always, direct all of your questions to Matt Ford at kw.com. No, sorry, Matt, just kidding. But the point is, a lot of us are digging in and a lot of us are learning it now. So ask your fellow agents, ask us. Don't let it freeze you up. We will get it done. It's working good. And it is going to the office and you can get paid. And that date's going to be May 1st. So Loop will hang around. The ALC voted to keep it kind of through the summer as a backstop while everybody learns, because we get really busy here in the summer. So Loop will still be available for a few more months, but as of May 1st, all compliance and commissions will need to go through Command. So just be preparing yourself for that, okay? So I'm really excited this morning because I have all of you guys on, but I especially have Team Survant, Rick and Tiffany Survant, as well as their son, Max. And they have been diving in hard on Command, and I asked them to pipe in and share. I know Matt has shared with us some of the successes his team has had in previous calls. And I wanted to talk to Rick and Tiffany a little bit because we had a great exchange. I think it was Wednesday night. I was painting and Tiffany's texting me and she's talking about, oh man, we just set up 3 people on smart plans and Command just sent out 3 texts and we've already got responses. And, we were talking about the excitement of that. So Rick and Tiffany, if you guys could just maybe talk a little bit about your initial, I don't want to call it fears, but your initial hesitations or concerns around it, and then kind of what it's been like for you guys to work through it over the last couple of weeks and what you've seen it do for your business and how you're feeling about it.
Yeah, sure, Martin. I think it's easy to say that there's probably no one that was more cynical about this whole thing than I was. I've been watching for the past 2 years now, the different systems come and go, and watching Keller Williams work through them to make them work properly. It was actually at Family Reunion when Gary Keller pointed out that, iPhone comes out with a great product and everybody loves it, but they continually are upgrading and they're continually working on it. And not one version was perfect the first time. So that kind of opened my eyes and made me realize that, my past experience in the workplace, I worked for corporations who provided laptop computers directly to employees. The software was already bug-free. It all worked flawlessly. And if you had a problem, there was a whole IT department that jumped in and helped immediately, and you were back and running within the hour. So my expectations were high, and I was just getting very, very frustrated. So as a result, I resisted, and I resisted hard. But as of March 1st, I decided to dive in and to use it. And I'm not going to pretend that I know nearly as much as some of those that have been from the beginning, like Jordan Salisbury, for example, yourself, Martin, or any others. But I will say that since March 1st, I've learned a lot about the system. It works much better than I ever thought it would. It's very beneficial to our business. Just a simple thing like Facebook ads and smart plans. The Facebook ads have been tremendous for me. I did just 2 or 3 of those and already have over 100 leads to work. And they're not like other Facebook type ads that I've used where when I contacted the lead, they had no idea what I was talking about. They weren't interested in anything. But these leads are actually people that are interested. They're good, solid leads.
Now, Rick,
it's been less than 2 weeks. So
can I ask you a question?
Yes, of course.
You said you got over 100 leads, so we'll call it 100 for easy math. Can I ask you how much you spent on those ads?
The grand total is about $30.
$30. So I've got my handy dandy giant calculator my grandmother thinks she gave me here. I've got 100 leads. I'm going to divide that by $30. Okay. So we've got it at about $3 a lead. Does that sound right to your math? Am I doing that right? No, I'm sorry. I got to divide $30 by 100. There you go.
There you go.
30 cents a lead. 30
Yeah.
cents a lead. The handy day. I'm not a good math teacher. That's why I'm in real estate. So 30 cents a lead. Matt had shared with us that he could see leads cost as much as $180 a pop through services like Realtor.com and Zillow. I would say that 30 cents a lead for an actual qualified lead sounds, and I'm not a math expert as we just saw, but that sounds like an immense amount of savings.
Yeah, no question about it. And that's a big deal for us. We have used Zillow and Realtor.com, and it is expensive. We need a different way of generating our leads. And this has been great. My message is simple. I was as cynical as they come. I did not believe it. I just thought it was a way that Keller Williams was using to keep their agents at home, to keep them from moving on. But this thing works, and I'm really, really excited about learning more about the platform.
Sure, absolutely. Tiffany, what about you? What have you seen? I know you're not quite as cynical as Rick.
No, I wasn't. I started adapting really early because I had Rebecca and Mark at the Chesterfield Market Center. They would come back from Austin with this enthusiasm that was like, you've got to do this. Adapt early. I'm telling you, something's coming. Something's coming. You need to do this. And I was like, man, I'm so glad that I trusted them enough to hold out, to just keep digging into it, because now I see what they were excited about. Because you know what? And this is the thing that I wanted to say. We as top producers or any of the agents, we should be able to mastermind about this together, because say I have 6,000 leads in my command. Gordon has 6,000, Matt has 6,000. It's 6,000 different leads. So why can't we mastermind together as to what our ads that we're putting on Facebook are saying that are getting us responses? I think that's going to put us over the top. So if somebody has something that's really working good on their ads through Facebook, we're not really in competition with each other anymore. I mean, before, when we were buying leads or we're out doing different things, we all had different leads. And this is what Mark King's been saying for years: your database, your database, your database. Well, now it does make sense. Okay, I've got 6,000 people in my database. They have $6,000 or 6,000 leads in theirs. We can get together and find out what we're all doing that's working, and then hit all of our individual databases, which is all different people. And that's how we take over the market. I didn't understand it before, what Gary King was saying, but now I do. And that is huge. I mean, because the other night, I set up this smart plan, and right away I sent a text to this guy asking if I want to have coffee. Well, he talked to me all night long then, chatting. He wasn't going to buy till the fall, but now he's decided, well, maybe I'll go ahead now, because I was able to discuss with him, hey, people want to get in on the springtime, things are coming on the market in the fall, just trying to get him engaged now. And he was on board. And that was a Facebook lead that came in, and he said, I bought the boat, and then I'm waiting to buy the place. So it's just these conversations. I like that 8x8 smart plan, because right away it shoots in the text. We need to set up your Twilio, and then Twilio will let you know when you go below. I think it's $20 on mine. Maybe I said it. So when I need to put $20 back in there. Something else on my Kelly, it kept saying I had 250 tasks on there. It was like 250 tasks of people I needed to call. I really quickly set them up on an instant message that went to them, and that took that task off of there. Now, I have to say that those people did not respond to me. They were probably old leads. But then again, that serves a purpose too. I can get that out of my database and feel comfortable that, I've done something with them. These are old leads, and that's a part of cleaning up the database, or maybe move them to a D in my list, if that makes sense.
That makes total sense. Let me ask you, your guy that you talked with through the text, what's his price range?
He's at 200, but
okay.
he could do more. I actually even got him set up with a lender. He might go VA. He could go VA, but you know, they usually bounce off of VA and go to something else. But we were able to have those conversations that night. Got him hooked up with a lender. And I'm not kidding you. I'm cooking dinner, sent to Facebook thing, was just messing with it. And then the guy chatted with me all night long. And I
Awesome.
love those. I see what they were talking about now, and it is a game changer. And the other companies that don't have this, they're going to be way behind. They're going to keep paying Zillow. Zillow's changing their format. Price is going up. They're going to start taking a referral fee. Yeah, it's just a lot. We decreased our expenses there.
Sure.
It is a game changer. I see what they were talking about now. I'm glad I trusted them enough to stick with it. And thanks for putting up with my 1,000 questions that we have all the time, Martin, trying to get this going. We couldn't have done it without you. So thank you for that.
No, I'm tickled when the top producers, when I was a coach, let me back up. The reason I asked the price range is $200,000 price range. That's about a $6,000 gross commission, 30 cents to generate a Facebook lead, $6,000 gross commission. I'm not a math wizard, but that sounds like an incredible return on the investment. I don't know where else in our business we could apply 30 cents to generate potentially $6,000 in revenue. So that's just, an exciting thing and something that everybody needs to keep in mind, that this is what it's doing. If you get 10 of those 100 leads that Rick talked about and turn them into $60,000 of gross commission for $3, that's like buying a lottery ticket that is going to pay off. It's like buying one that's already scratched off. That's really exciting. As far as you guys diving in your questions, I've loved it, and this is why. When I was a productivity coach, I used to go to my ALC, and I'd say, listen, Matt, listen, Tiffany, listen, Andy, I need you guys to talk it up. I need you, because the agents listen to the top producers. They listen to the top producers. When they hear the coach talking or the TL talking, they know I love them and I want to grow their business, but they still have that maybe a little cynicism that, well, he's gonna toe the company line. He's just spewing it. But when they hear a top producer say, this is what the best practice is, this is why I'm digging in, this is what it's doing for my business, one word from you guys it has more effect than 100 words from me. So I love that you've been digging in and asking questions, because that gives me the story to tell that, hey, if it works for the Survants, it will work for you.
Yeah, one other thing too, and I got hung up on this, is, we don't, on a lot of these leads, we get a phone number and an email address, although it does ask for an address. But our buyers are from all over the United States, and I've got my Facebook leads set up where they go to different states, okay? So these people are in other states. But what I've done on a smart plan, it will not let you set up a smart plan until you pick out a neighborhood for them. So what I've been doing is I've been putting in 3 different zip codes as their neighborhood. I do 65049, 65065, and 65079. Because I don't know at the beginning if they're a $1 million buyer or are they somebody who just needs a fishing cabin. So that sends them 3 different neighborhoods. And then once we get into deeper conversations, then I can go back in and change that neighborhood. So don't get hung up on the fact that, oh, I don't have their home address, I don't have their, I don't know enough about them. Go ahead and put a neighborhood in for them is what I've been doing. And unless somebody can tell me that that's not a good idea, that you can't do a smart plan without a neighborhood. So that's how I've been overcoming that problem.
Well, and especially the 8x8 smart plan. Now, I think you can do like a birthday and maybe some others without one, but
Yeah.
Matt, feel free to jump in and weigh in if you guys have seen another best practice. But I love what she's doing, because she's exactly right. Our buyers come from Iowa, Nebraska, St. Louis. They come from places that a lot of our agents are not going to go list their house in Iowa, so their neighborhood matters a little more. What we want is to send them information on the neighborhoods here at the lake, right? I heard her list Lake Ozark, Osage Beach. I didn't recognize the 650.
Sunrise.
Okay. And so, what she's done is she's found a best practice to say, these people are potential buyers for the lake. I want to get them on a drip that's going to email them out information about these neighborhoods here at the lake. And further, you heard her say, further the conversation. That's what we do. We get in deep conversations. Matt, have you, not to put you on the spot, but have you guys seen any other best practices around that?
I'll be honest with you. I'm in learning mode right now.
Okay.
I'm learning off Rick and Tiffany, because that's one of the things that we've really focused on right now, or is really on the forefront for us, is getting together smart plans and implementing smart plans. And I've not done a great job at that. And I've been talking with my MAPS coach specifically about this. And we have an 8x8 now. And from Family Reunion, we're implementing an all text 8x8 campaign. So I don't have any success yet. I'm learning off these guys. I'm loving what they're saying. And full disclosure, I'm in 100% learning mode right now, taking it in. And Tiffany, I'll take you up on your offer about masterminding, because one of the things that I think we need to do is learn from each other and quit looking at each other, or not quit, because I don't think we ever have. Let's not look at each other as competitors. Let's look at each other as opportunities to be able to learn from one another, because you're doing something I'm not. And maybe there's something that I can contribute value to your business in. And guys, this I just looked through the people that are on here. I think we need to have 50 people on this Zoom call instead of 10, because this is such high value conversation. I've got my staff in here at my table listening to this and soaking it in as well. So kudos. Let's get it together. Let's do a mastermind on this.
Absolutely.
Man,
Matt,
let's do it.
Tiffany, when you said that, I made a note on my little sticky notepad here. It's best practices for command class. I think that is a great idea. And maybe we even organize it as a Zoom so that we can video it and share it out on there, because I'd love to have you, Jordan, Matt, the high level agents that are integrating and using command talk about. And like Matt said, this goes to what I was saying earlier. When you guys learn it, you never know what agent you're helping. You know, Matt's in learning mode. I'm in learning mode. I'm learning because you guys ask me questions. It makes me dig in deeper to command and try to help solve. So I think that's a great idea. The sticky note is going on the monitor here so that I make sure that happens.
Hey, Martin, one of the things that you know, Tiffany alluded to is the texting through Twilio. If people don't have texting set up through Twilio, you're missing a huge opportunity. Jeremy sent out a mass text to some past clients, or they weren't even clients. They were just leads that we didn't even know where in the world they came from. I think they were old Zillow possibly. Mm-hmm. Sent out a mass text to a bunch of people, and immediately he got a hit off of one. It was a $7,000 lot. Lady says, "Hey, I want to sell something," and he said, "Okay, great. What is it?" He learned it was a $7,000 lot, and we're kind of going, man. You know, $7,000 lot. He listed it one day, sold it the very next day, and now she's looking to want to list something else. So, hey, we may have only made a $500 commission, and we paid for our Facebook leads for that entire month, but probably about 45 days worth. So it was worth it, you know, and that's just a learning experience of what works and what doesn't.
Absolutely. It sounds like a win to me. You know, I used to always coach them outhouse, hen house, dog house. We'll sell anything, right? We're in the house selling business. Yeah. That's a great point. So for everybody listening along, and they're talking a lot about those. Tiffany, did you have anything you wanted to add on the smart plans, the command?
No, I love this. I love the idea of the mastermind, but I also think that this is going to be a huge thing for recruiting, because we can go to the RE/MAX agents and say, look, we're not in competition with you anymore. Your database, you have 6,000 people I don't have. Let me show you how I'm getting clients out of that database. Because I know as an agent, I got sick of hearing about SOI and database, because nothing was happening in my database and my SOI. Now it is. Mm-hmm. So we have a reason to recruit also to these people, because we have something they don't have. Now I have one question though. Does Brivity do this? I mean, because we could even go over clients that are using Brivity, but I'm not sure if they do this too.
You know, I'm not.
Texting.
Oh, go ahead, Matt.
Are you asking about, does it text out?
Does Brivity have the capabilities to do the Facebook ads and the texting like what we're doing? Does it have all the capabilities?
No.
Well,
no.
And you know what else?
Yeah.
The thing that gets lost in all this is, how much more is Keller Williams charging you for this technology? Zero. Right? This is just part of what you get as being a Keller Williams agent. So where you could go, there are other things that have some of these functionalities if you want to spend $1,000 a month, right? And try to figure a way to loop that in. But man, you're getting all of this is just part of being a Keller Williams agent. For those of you that haven't seen your office bill, we actually reduced it $10 a month again, right? So our ALC is working to reduce your cost and say, oh, hey, by the way, here's this giant tech platform that will take you everywhere from generating a lead to closing the deal to following up with them, your paperwork, your compliance. I mean, it is an entirely, and I think that's sometimes, you know, I wanted to say with you and Rick, I've been thrilled that you dove in over a couple weeks because, you know, you eat an elephant one bite at a time. And for the people that go on and try to learn everything about command in one day, don't. Please don't. Spend an hour a day doing it, right? Don't let it pancake your brain because it's a ton. And I started it last year after family reunion. I dove in day one. So obviously I'm more comfortable with it because I've been eating the elephant a little bit at a time. If you try to get it all, you'll say, oh man, this is too much. But if you do what the Survants did and you approach one thing one day, one thing the next day, you grow into it, you will learn and get comfortable with it. And I think it's important that they've set a good example of how you just stick with it, learn one thing, learn another thing, keep growing your business through it.
Sounds good.
Matt mentioned texting. Somebody said something that made me want to go somewhere, and now my brain has run off.
That's all right. Take a second to think about it. You know, kind of to you guys' point, you asked about brevity. My brevity bill was $550 a month. And when Command released, we thought, gosh, we need to maybe jump on board of the Command train. And you talk about an instant savings. And then we were actually in our staff meeting this morning, we were talking about how the Market Center just dropped our bill again. And the amount of savings that we're seeing from this year to last year. And let's face it, one of the things that is sitting here on my desk right now that I just challenged our team is, what are we going through right now? Possibly a shift. You know,
Yeah.
It's time to bring out the shift, and it's time to start looking at expenses and where can we cut? And our Market Center's fighting to cut costs. How about any other business? Are they fighting at Remax to save them money? Probably not.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm glad you said that, Matt, because it cued back in what my thought I lost was, and that was that Tiffany mentioned what a great recruiting tool is. Guys, I sat down with a 4 licensed group this week, so a small little independent. I sat him down. I pulled Command up. We'd had a couple other meetings. He came into the office. I sat him down. I pulled Command up. I made it through about the first 3 to 4. I didn't even make it all the way through the applets. I had this I was going to show him everything. I was so excited. I made it through about 4, and he said, well, it was down to 2 of you. Now it's just down to 1. And they're going to be joining us next week, it looks like, just from showing them the technology. I couldn't agree with what Tiffany's saying more. When you start to learn it and then you can talk about it and you just in a passing conversation can say, man, you know, business has been so great to your Remax friend or your EXP friend or your small brokerage friend, and set them up with that. You know, what Keller Williams is doing, they're lowering my cost everywhere. They're protecting my business. They're keeping me at the center of and when they want to know more, there you go. All you got to do is tee them up, say, hey, you know what? You want to know more? I'd love to have my team leader call you. He'll be happy to sit down for an hour and a half, take you through it, show you all the bells and whistles. When can I have him call you, and promise me you'll take his call? And then you text me, hey, Martin, call this person. I'll pick the ball up and run with it, and I'll put them in your downline, and I'll help you recruit. That's how you tee up those warm leads. That was a great point Tiffany made, is that this should be the story we're telling, is, hey, Keller Williams keeps charging me less. You know, I asked somebody this week, I said, let me ask you, what other company do you know whose hired a person and told him your job is to make sure the agents don't pay us to sell real estate? Ask them that question, right? I mean, they are literally paying me to try to help you not pay to sell real estate.
Yes, Lynn, we can hear you.
Yo, sorry, Lynn, go ahead.
Can you touch on the Twilio a little bit? I missed out the very beginning, so just can you touch on that and tell me what it is?
Absolutely. So Twilio, and anybody that, if I don't do a good job, please jump in there. Twilio is the automated text messaging service. So if you want to enable auto texting to where if you set them up on an 8x8 smart plan, Command will send out the text messages for you. You go to Twilio, get an account. It's relatively low cost. They have big, fancy, high cost accounts as well. I believe it runs about $20, and you enable that, and then it will actually do the text messaging for you, the auto text messaging. And does that sound right?
Yeah, I'll touch on that just a little bit. Twilio is the outside source, and you have to choose a number with Twilio as your team number. So it won't be your cell phone number. And what happens is you can text any contact, singular or in mass, and send out a text message. And what happens is it sends them through that phone number, that exterior phone number, and comes back and will actually come back to your command and say, hey, you have a text message from, and then also it'll pop up on your main or on your command page underneath the bell there. It'll have a red dot on it that says you have received a text message from John Doe. And then it'll also tell you what that message was. It will also put it in their contact information and record that inside of their that contact or that lead's sidebar, showing that you've had conversation with them.
So when I pull up, when Kelly notifies me I had a text from Matt Ford, and I pull up my command and open Matt Ford's contact, it's going to show me that Matt texted
That's correct.
back and what he said and what the exchange was.
Yes, it will.
Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome. And I that was my basic, but Matt does a better job of explaining things to me. That's why I pay him to be on these calls.
And I think it's about 0.07 cents a text or something. Is that right, Rick and Tiffany? I think that's about what it was. I can't even spend $20. I mean, it takes forever.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, I had like 250 things or messages that need to be sent, and they went out yesterday, and it hasn't told me that I needed to up my $20 yet. You know what I'm saying? I just put $20 on it, and because I was a little nervous, like, oh my gosh, but I knew I'd only be out the $20. But it didn't send me a notification that I needed to put more on there. And my gosh, that took care of those leads. It would took me forever to call those people. You know what? Nobody wants to be called. I mean, I know we do it, and there's some people who want to call. People want that text, and then, I do know we're supposed to make calls, and I do make calls. But this way, it you do touch base with them. It is a touch. And yeah, I don't think I spent $5. I honestly don't.
Well, I mean, if even my handy dandy grandmother's giant calculator here says that 250 texts for $20 is still 0.08, so it's 8 cents a text. So Matt's math was right, and you think you've got credit left, so it's probably down in the 5 cents a text. So once again, we've given you a way to generate business for pennies on the dollar, guys. I hope you're engaging with this. Matt, thank you for being here. Rick and Tiffany, thank you so much. Everyone else that attended, thank you for participating. I know we went a little long. I want to honor your lead gen time. Get out there, grab some listings. Have a wonderful day. We will see you next Friday, same bat time, same bat station. Y'all have a good one.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Thank you.